Hi everyone, welcome back to Healing with April. And as always, thank you so much for being on my channel. And thank you so much for liking my videos and subscribing to this growing channel. The topic of today's conversation is going to be a little bit more like mellowed down and narrowed down to what I personally think that happiness is for myself. And I'm hoping that from this video, you guys are able to have a little deeper perspective on how you perceive happiness and the way that we all perceive happiness, which we think that we have to be happy all the time and we have to be laughing all the time and smiling all the time, but that's not the reality, because we know that the deepest reality here is that we all have our ups and downs and we all have our peaks and troughs, which is something that I'm currently learning about within myself and with every single area of my life. So I'm going to get straight to the video and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what happiness means to me and what I personally try to do every day to achieve that state of bliss and that state of mind, with which is a state of mind that you can easily replicate within days, or in the now. And one of my very first tips are you have to be around happy people. And I'm a believer that you are the sum of the three friends that you hang out with. So if you hang out with people who are depressed or people who are sad or people who complain a lot, you will start becoming that. And I've already witnessed this secondhand, because I recently have been around people that are not as optimistic, or will say negative things, and in return I started morphing into that. So it was basically a reflection of both people and also within myself. So those are the little things that you need to look out in life when you kind of look for the people that you want to be around and the people that you want to feel inspired by, because eventually it boils down to having a set of people that you can rely on and that you could confine with, letting them inspire you and being a better you and being the better version of yourself. So if you want to be a happier person, you want to be around people that are happy and people that are optimistic and joyful about life. And like I've said in the beginning of the video, it's not about being happy all the time. It's about having that state of mind that things will get better. I will get through this. I'm going to do everything that I can, as long as that I put the work in it. And it's something I'm going through, obviously. So I'm making this video because I've been going through a lot of, peaks and troughs, like I've said, but in the whole process, it's just having that state of mind and remembering that your brain doesn't know the difference if an event happened now or if it happened yesterday, because it will keep reliving the same emotions. That's how our bodies are such beautiful, like, mechanisms and tools that are so smart at remembering emotions from the past. So if you go to the past and think of a memory that wasn't so pleasant, your body will feel that. And I'm not saying I do it now. I know, not at all. But, just close your eyes and think back to a time that you were so damn happy and you were like on top of the world and, excited and joyful, and you disconnected from the world. And you can honestly do that by visualization, which is my second point. Visualization is such a profound and amazing tool that I found this year. And our minds are composed of trillions and billions of cells and neural connections and so many different outlets that your brain will think of basically anything. And basically what I try to do at night is visualization, and a lot of biohackers do this, and a lot of people talk about this. And it's essentially not closing your eyes, but you could, if it helps, close your eyes. It helps me. So I close my eyes and I think about how I'm going to perform that next day. I think about doing what I need to get done the next day. I visualize failing. I visualize completing certain tasks, and your brain has already been through that process internally. So when you do it it's kind of like a manifestation. So there was a study of a basketball team, and it's probably one of my favorite studies, but basically there was a team that actually practiced, and there was a team that practiced the game in their mental. And the people who practiced the game in their brain before the day were able to successfully complete that game with a win, because it's just how our brain works. And I'm currently studying about the brain, so it's just such a beautiful topic. But you see it in your brain, and your body is already working on the process of doing it. So it's like this beautiful thing, and you can do it tonight. You can do it right now. Visualize yourself being happy. Visualize yourself being the person that you want to be, being your superhero, being that better person and that better version of yourself. If you're in a depressed state, and if you're in a sad state or an anxious state, which we all experience, I experienced this, we all do. But it's how we manage those times, and it's how we manage ourselves during those times to pull ourselves back up the next day. Does that make sense? So visualize yourself feeling better and feeling excited and feeling at peace, because I've come to learn in my 22 years of life, I'm about to be 23 soon, yay, that this happiness and peace can be a mental state of mind if you let it to, if you let it. And it's hard as a female. It's hard as a female if you're in the age of like 14 through 20, managing those emotions, because we are going through so many hormonal changes, and foods have a lot to do with it. Sugar has a lot to do with it. Inflammatory things such as nicotine, weed, um, you know, very saturated fat foods that can really mess up with our hormones and our chemicals, and everything is off balance. So anything that is off balance has a potential on your mood. So we want to understand, we want to really like dial down and be like, okay, so what are the inputs I'm putting in my body? What are those things that I'm putting in or doing that may be causing me to feel this way? Does that make sense? So yeah, I really like that point. My third tip is to disconnect. And I talk about this time and time again in my videos about disconnecting from social media, because it has tremendous benefits such as reduced anxiety, less mental issues, happiness. You're able to have that chemical in your brain, dopamine, be used for better things, such as, you could use dopamine for, when you get a task done, when you get your homework done, then you treat yourself maybe to go, get a small cup of coffee, or go outside in the sun, or enjoy, watching a 10-minute video, or whatever it is. You could use these things to your benefit. And I don't necessarily mean disconnecting from social media, but what I what I try to do on my day-to-day basis is have an hour or two or three with no phone, and just really grounding myself to earth and just being one with this existence. And this channel may sound super spiritual, but I think this is like how I've learned to go through my healing, my own healing process, and kind of really disconnecting from the agenda that's being put out in front of us. And I'm such a huge believer in fully disconnecting, such as going to nature. Nature has so many benefits for your mental health and for your happiness and your serotonin and all of the happy chemicals in your brain and body. So a walk in nature, 10 to 15 minutes, will just do you so good, will help you feel so much better and happier and positive. And that's also something I like to do a lot. I like to go on walks with my daughter. We like to go to the lake. There's a lake up here, like 10 minutes away from my house, and there are ducks, and there's a lot of water and green and blue. And it just feels so good to disconnect from such a busy world full of, technology and substances and distractions and here and there and everywhere. That was sounded like a Dr. Seuss quote. But anyway, yeah, so please, like, take the time to disconnect, and you're gonna see how your life is going to improve massively as a female and as a person that just wants to be more on earth and just wants to, succeed in all areas of their life. The fifth one is being present. So being present is also, you know, being in touch with your senses and being in touch with, oh, I'm stepping on the floor, or I can feel this chair beneath me. That is a form of being present and seeing the moment for what it is in front of you instead of thinking of what happened before or happened in the future. Because I go through this a lot where I, tend to think a lot about the past, and, I tend to get stressed or depressed about it because there are things that I wish I could go back or things that I rather do now. And it's just a whole spectrum of going back to the past and then going back to the future. And the essence of presence and being in the present moment is to be here now. For example, right now I'm sitting here, I'm speaking to you guys. I'm not thinking about what I have to do in 30 minutes, I'm not thinking about what I did back then. I'm thinking of this moment solely now. And that has been a practice that I like to do when I remember. Obviously, I'm a busy mom and I'm also a busy student, so there are a lot of things we try to balance and a lot of things we try to do for ourselves and for our mental health. So being in the present moment will not only like liberate you from so much and so much stress and so much worry, but also help you be more in touch with yourself and with your human body and with your own soul. So my last tip before I leave and I, finish off the video is meditation. And I love meditation. It's, changed my life a lot, and it's helped me really relax, and it has helped me, be more in tune with myself, which that is so important, to be in tune with yourself and to do these things to help you relax. Because in our world we have so much that we could stress about and we have so much that we could be anxious about. And I think these practices are crucial to life, and these are my own pillars to be as present as I can and to be as happy as I can. Because like I said earlier, the inputs you put in is what you're gonna get out. So input, output, that's it's simply what it is. It's cause and effect. So for example, if I have something today that hurts my stomach, the effect will be I'm having an upset stomach tomorrow. So if my input is breathing for 5 minutes and allowing my nervous system to relax and calm down and stop turning on, randomly fight or flight mode, I'm going to be a happier person tomorrow and today. And the returns that you get from practicing these tips that I've given you are really going to help you tremendously in being a more calmer person. And that's going to just it's going to be in it's going to spiderweb into every area of your life. People are going to want to be around you more. You're going to attract better people, you're going to attract better experiences, and you're going to attract better opportunities. So those are all of my tips. The recent videos I've been making, they're, really the videos that are more in tune with me and the things that I've really been incorporating this 2023 year, which is massive because I'm going to be 23 this year. So I really want to, up the ante and just, be more. But yeah, there are things that have made me so happy that I want to share with you guys. And please give this a thumbs up and please like and subscribe to the channel, because like I said, it's just going to keep growing. And I know many of you out there are watching this video, so if you could please, please, please support the channel, I would appreciate that so much. And as always, peace and love, friends. And please, like I've said in many of my videos, hug someone today, tell them you love them, and tell them that you appreciate them, because life is so incredibly short, and I want to be here to help you guys enjoy life more. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.